It's that time of the month, or at least that time of the day for you, that you're going to see another indie games on Steam but discounted. So welcome to my video in which I'm telling you the best prices and the best indie games that you could play under $20 on Steam. Let's get into it. The first up game is Yes Your Grace, which is a fine pixel art 8-bit kind of graphics that never fails to amaze me, because you're ruling a kingdom, you need to make choices, people are going to be unhappy, you're having a reputation. What could go wrong? Yes, a lot of things, and that's what I love about it. Then we're having the Tiny Bookshop, and Tiny Bookshop, it's an indie game where you're owning a caravan and you're just driving around, opening your shop, helping people get their favorite books, but also getting to get recommendations from them or having them ask you for a prompt. For example, they want a very complicated mystery and thriller, and then you would need to read the descriptions of every book that you're owning, or probably just go and buy more to satisfy your customers, of course, because after that they're just going to be unhappy with you. But you're doing everything that you can in order to just give them the best recommendation that you have. Also, you can decorate your caravan. Why wouldn't you love it, right? Then we are having Traveler's Arrest, and in Traveler's Arrest you're an innkeeper that basically everyone makes their own story. You're just decorating your tavern, you're putting the tables wherever you want, you're putting the chairs wherever you want, but the city has a kind of weird vibe to it, a mystery that you will need to solve, and the villagers are very unlikely, to say the least, because that's something very, not really morbid, but creepy about the story of the town. But I would love for you to find out more about that, because for me it was kind of weird at times what they were telling me, and I was like, what did you... Okay, I'm just going not to spoil you on this. Then we are having the Tenants, and the Tenants, let me get you straight, you are helping, I think it was your uncle or your grandpa, getting his business like better, and you are going to renovate the apartments that you're going to give rent to your tenants. Well, it doesn't work that well. Like, okay, the first tenant, she's cool, she doesn't really have a lot of options, she doesn't even really have a lot of requests, she lives in filth and she's okay with it, and I was like, what the hell she's doing there? No. But she breaks everything a lot, and then the next tenants, they are requesting a lot of stuff, so you're kind of like going from the beginning, the super beginner level of the tenants with no requests, nothing. She lives in filth, sleeps on the floor, on the cardboard, on planks, on everything. But then as you're going to the second tenant, oh my god, they want a kitchen, they want a bathroom, they want something, and then you would need also money from the first tenant in order to have more tenants, and then also try to repair all of it, but also have money on the plus. So it's kind of like a money management slash tenant kind of simulation, which I loved and I adored. But it was so complicated at times. I was like, where are these people coming from? Then we are having one of the most loved games by me, because it combines the dating simulation from a Japanese otome game with the dungeon crawling aspect of other games. And you're going to be a wielder. You're going to go on dates with your weapons. A lot of them are weapons that I cannot really pronounce because I don't really know what they are. I think Sunder was a sword. It was kind of like a curved sword. It kind of reminds me of a Turkish sword. I don't know if I'm wrong, but anyways. Then you're having like daggers, you're having other swords. There's a lot, okay? There's a lot of weaponry that you can date into the game, and you're set up by your weird cousin that knows about a city that people are like wielders, and then they are dating weapons, but some also weapons are dating each other, and you're going to the mall. This is what I wanted to get to. You're going to the mall on a date, and there is PCs or trash cans or cassette tapes that are basically wanting to kill you. Yeah, you heard that right. They are are like made into monsters, and you would need to wield your boyfriend slash girlfriend or the they them in order to slay the enemies, and it's on levels. And it's like super cool because the aspect was like, I didn't meet this kind of dating simulator until it was the date everything kind of game, you know, in which you're dating furniture. But this one is like more into not really a lot of dialogue text. Also, some of the weapon cutscenes there are really voiced by voice actors, and I just love it. I'm just having a blast. I'm just having a fun time. I just felt like I put it down after some time, and I haven't played it in a while because I first started it on a Switch, and then I got to a point where it was like so advanced that now when I'm playing on Steam, I do really need to get back from where I left off. And I was like, oh my god, I was so far away into the story, so I'm not kind of in the mood to replay all of it because I'm remembering it. But for sure, I'm getting to do this year. I'm just going to continue the story. But overall, I think I played half of it, or probably more than half of it, and I was just pleased with the dungeon crawler aspect and the dating simulation, with kind of like gifting, having messages and exchanging stuff. It was just amazing. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the video if you're liking this video. Well, what would you think it was about video games and games in general, because I'm just posting every Thursday and bi-weekly on Sundays, and I would like you to be part of my journey because I'm posting cool videos about games and books. Let's get back to our list. The next one trust game on our list is a horror one, and it's Phasmophobia. And believe it or not, I played Phasmophobia since it was goddamn beta, or even since it was in alpha. I don't know, since the very days when it was released. Probably the next day after it was released, I just bought it. And it's so expensive right now because it's $19.50 at full price, and I just spent on it, I think, €9 or €7. I don't know, it was something below €10, and I grinded so much and I got almost to level 200, and then they wiped all the progress in order to make it more complicated, revamp some of the maps, add more ghost types, add more equipment, add more maps. And I was like at a point where I gave up the game because I basically knew everything, and whenever they made a new edition, like me and my friends, we felt like it wasn't so fun anymore, because also on professional or on nightmare mode, where you're getting only to mark down 2 evidences and then kind of guess based on the ghost behavior, but most of the time they weren't doing anything. And funny enough, I think I will log into the game right now because it's been months since I last played, and they've done the revamp on the Blissdale house, on one of the tiny apartments. I don't really remember if it was Ridgeview or the other ones. We were so hardcore that we immediately spent like 10 minutes into the investigation, and then we were doing something else, and we were doing every night the same stuff and like doing new evidence and something. I don't know, it got boring because the ghosts weren't interacting anymore, and as much as we wanted to get scared, they weren't getting scary again because they weren't interacting, and most of them were dead. You guessed it, because they're ghosts. Next up, again for $19 with 50 cents, it's Schedule 1. And Schedule 1, this is only a game, and I'm only talking hypothetically, but you can make drugs. You understood. And you can combine a lot of things with the plants that you're cultivating, and because you're a herbologist and you're selling plants to your fellow clients, and it's made in a really goofy looking way. And every time I'm playing with my boyfriend, I'm like, oh my god, I look like a stone, but with an R. You can make your eyes red in the customization screen. It's wild. But also, like, your head, it's like a balloon. You're a balloon on a stick. This is how you're looking like. Oh my god, it's so funny. And there's police. They also did a recent update with the weather, that the weather is changing and it has more conditions, that it feels more animated. But basically what you're doing is combining your herbologist plants with a banana, with an aspirin, with a donut, with juice, with cola, which is not cola, it's coke. Rhymes with puke, now I'm thinking of it. You're buying kind of an apartment above a lady that you're paying rent to, so that would be your warehouse. you know? But then you can also buy a laundromat. You can add your products to sale via the tablet. You can also have different customers that want different effects from every other plant. It's very complex. You're just having debt to the guy that sells the plants until, of course, you're paying it. And if the debt is too big, he doesn't allow you to buy more plants. You need to plant them. You are having fertilizer. You're having automatic sprinklers. It's a lot, but it's really cool. It's really goofy. It's really cool, I don't know, to kind of like goof around with your friends because it's super, I was about to say dorky, but it's not dorky, but some of them, they are looking dorky with that balloon head on a stick. Then we're having Dave the Diver for $19.99, below $20. The trailer sounds like this. Meet Dave. He's a scuba diver and he loves to dive into the ocean during the day, and he has a sushi restaurant during the night. You're just going to dive and going to fish everything, gather corals for researchers and everything that you want to do. Then you're going to need to bring that fish to the restaurant and help Bancho make the most delicious sushi, and you're going to pour the matcha for the clients and also delivering everything to the clients. But when I'm telling you that it's so cute and it's such an indie but cozy game, I don't know what is more niche than this. You're having a cozy fishing simulator but also a serving the food game, 2-in-1. And the story is so fun. The Dave's character and the other characters are like really goofy at times. The banter and everything in between them, oh my god, it's so cute. The entire situation has my heart. And also, after you're beating the game, you can still complete it by doing the upgrades to your suit, doing the upgrades to your boat, to your scuba diving kit and everything. So the game is not over after, I don't know what it takes to beat the game. I believe 10 plus hours or something, 10-15 hours, because it's not a long game, but you can still do things on the same save after you're beating the game, so that's really a plus for me. Then we are having Valheim, and when I'm telling you about Valheim, I want you to think of Vikings that I believe they are dead for some reason. If you know Valheim, or at least watch someone play Valheim, or at least entered Valheim for 1 second in your life, and you're going to look up to the sky, there is like these weird, creepy, and spooky looking like branches that are spread across the entire sky, and you're like, okay, what is this? It's like you're in a tree, but you're not, because you're having forest, and you're having biomes, and you're having trolls, and you're having bears, and you're having bosses. And swamp is a really nasty biome, by the way, for those of you who wanted to know this. You're just going to beat a lot of dwarves and a lot of necks. Yeah, there is a thing that makes sounds like frog, and it's called a neck, and then you can fry it, you can cook, you can put furniture, you can make a villa, you can literally take out all the wood and all the trees from your garden forest, and no one will complain about it. I mean, unless your friends want to complain about it. But you can craft armors, because there are multiple types of armors. At least you can craft everything from troll hides or from deer hide, or you can do dungeons and battle around 67 skeletons in a single room, and you are only 3 people, and then you're going to die. And if you played World of Warcraft, you will need to go bare hands. I mean, at least in WoW you were a ghost and they couldn't see you, but then you would be in the same place and they will attack you again once you're alive. But it's close to World of Warcraft where you need to go back to your corpse to gather your shit. Yeah, but you're just someone who's naked. I mean, censored, but you know, without anything important on you. You're having low stamina and you will need to go back into the 67 skeleton caves room to gather shit. That's Valheim for you. And it's like super hardcore at times, but at times like super fun with friends or even solo. It's just really nice. And the music, oh my god, the music is just amazing. I just strongly recommend it. Then we're having Tribes of Midgard, who is kind of similar to Valheim, but it's not kind of the third person perspective that you're having in Valheim. First of all, it's a really far up camera and you're just one tiny guy and you're having bosses around. But I love that Valheim and Tribes of Midgard are really Nord style games, just like Northgard. I love lately games that are inspired from Greek mythology, Egyptian, Roman. No, not Roman. I just don't like Roman because Romans were lazy and they just interpreted invented Greek with another names. So we're just going to make it Greek mythology, Egyptian mythology, and Norse mythology, because it brings me so much joy, and I feel like there is like a breath of fresh air rather than just, oh my god, I'm just some superhero, or I'm just some guy from the army that I'm making a shooter game. It's more unique, it has more substance to it, so it's great. Then we're having Neon Blood, which I included on this list because it is on my list to continue playing, and I wanted to also include it for you. Neon Blood is a pixel-ish side-scroller, has a really futuristic story with Axel being the main character, in which he kind of is, I don't know, you're a very cyberpunkish area and you kind of need to do a lot of things and to uncover a lot of mysteries. I believe he's a detective, if I'm remembering correctly. Maybe I'm wrong. Don't be 100% on me with that. But I know that the story is great. I do really need to put my hands onto it and just continue it, because I was all over the place lately and I began a lot of games and now I'm just making my way into finishing all of them. But this was my list with the games under $20 on Steam, and I do hope you guys that you're going to find something, you're going to feel inspired. Maybe you're going to put them on your wish list and then buy at the summer sale or Black Friday or something, and see you in the next video. Until then, happy playing. Bye bye.